YouTube, this is a cigar. This is nicotine. No marijuana. Okay. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today's topic, outgrown friends, outgrown people. Might be a close friend, might be someone you consider a brother, might be a person you was in a relationship with. It could be anybody, you know, it happens eventually, you know. Especially, like, people you meet in school and shit. Like, obviously, like, fucking... If you could sit there and your brain could actually remember every person, like, you've been friends with from, like, preschool to up until now, it's so many people, right? So many different characters, so many different vibes, just so many different things, you know? But what is inevitable is people changing. You know what I mean? Because everyone goes through experiences and everyone has different lifestyles and shit, like personal things they got going on that shapes them to be the way they are. You know, that could be totally, like, ass backwards from how they were in preschool, you know? Like, I don't know, in my experience, let's say middle school, totally nice kids, fucking kids from the suburbs come to high school, bro, now all of a sudden they're fucking off the block. Like, what? What are we talking about here? But that's just jokes. Yeah, people change, and I think one of the hardest things, especially as a man, to go through is seeing one of your, like, closest people change, and then you realize, like, shit, bro, I don't really align with that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like someone you at one point considered a brother because you could have known them for so long, and y'all are like this. So it's like, you don't want to let them go, but the thing is, people always change, and just like people always change, yourself is going to change. Even if you don't realize it, you might start to realize your values are bigger than the person you were close with, you know? Like, you could be locked in with somebody since, like, middle school, and then, like, once y'all are, like, about to finish high school or getting to graduate high school, fucking, you realize, shit, these people, they're not good for me, you know? They don't want the same things I do, you know? It's, especially for me, I can't lie, like, I had someone I considered a brother who I was literally like this with since, like, middle school, dog. But, like, after high school, like, I just started to realize, bro, like, some people just don't get to that point where they don't want to uplift themselves, you know? And especially as a man, you should be doing nothing but trying to uplift yourself and trying to improve your life and work towards a better life. And, you know, I was realizing, like, I wanted nothing but a better life, bro. And this kid I was, like, literally a brother with fucking just wasn't doing it. He wouldn't do nothing for himself. And, like, his values were just, like, all, like, ass backwards. And, like, that shit starts to get pushed onto you, bro. And, like, you kind of, like, I was trying to, like, avoid that shit, you know? So, like, I kind of started to realize, like, I wasn't, like, as locked in with him as I used to be, because I just, like, I was realizing I needed to get away from, like, that shit. And it's not out of, like, bad blood. You know, like, I didn't want to do it, but, you know, sometimes you just got to find the peace for yourself, bro. You know what I mean? You just have to understand, like, people change, and sometimes you grow. And if those people don't want to grow with you, then they're being left behind. And not, like, even not just literally, but quite literally figuratively, because fucking you're growing, you're doing your thing to better your life, and they're still here. They're still, like, playing around, playing games. You know, they might, instead of just, like, taking life at face value, they just make a bunch of excuses. They're like, oh, fucking, I can't do this because my life was shit, friggin'. It's like, dude, I understand your circumstances might not be, like, literally, like, this kid, like, they'll try to be, like, fucking oh, your circumstances are better, and then they try to like throw that in your face. Like, I can't, like, this is the life I was given, you know? If my circumstances are better than yours, I'm sorry, but like either way, like, there are people who have worse circumstances than you and still got it out the mud, you know? It's like, you can't friggin' hold yourself back with that mindset. And if you got people around that are doing that and you're trying to grow, like, it makes it really hard to want to, like, still be around and shit. So that's the thing. It might happen with, like, a best friend, you know? That's just really hard. When I had to cut mine off, the shit was really hard for me, bro. Even if it seemed, like, cold and heartless on his end. Like, he thought I didn't give a fuck. Oh, trust me, I did. That shit hurt. But, I mean, you know, for, like, a year, I'm sitting here thinking, like, what are we doing, you know? I'm stressing over this kid because he doesn't want to uplift himself. And I'm thinking, is it my fault? It ain't your fault. If you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you know it's not your fault. So, outgrowing a friend or a brother, that shit's really hard. But, you know, you have to find the peace for yourself and your life and your sanity. And you just have to, out of love, let them go. And just continue to grow, because sometimes, man, you change and you change for the better. And some people don't want to change for the better. They just friggin' want to live in misery. Can't stay around that shit. Ever since I've started to friggin' just keep around people who want nothing from me but to grow, I feel like my life has gotten better, you know? I've been a lot more positive and shit, a lot more confident in myself, and fucking... You just have to make that change. You just gotta do it sometimes. But, you know, sometimes it doesn't always happen with a friend, you know? It happens with, like, someone you were in, like, a close relationship with. Like, I'm talking, like, dating, you know, like a girl, or if you're a woman, like a guy, friggin'. It happens a lot in, like, early age, like, high school relationships that last after, like, high school and carry into, like, adulthood, you know? Because you start to realize your values don't align, or your personalities don't align as much, or you just realize that you kind of just want something different, you know, friggin', because everyone changes, and sometimes fucking what was working out in high school just doesn't work out in adulthood, because things change, you know, schedules change, lives change, and fucking that's just how it is, you know. That's also at the same time really fucking hard, because, you know, everyone wants that storybook fucking, you spend the life with, like, the first girl you fell in love with and fucking, and shit like that. But a lot of times, unfortunately, it just doesn't work out like that. Because when you're that age, when you're, like, 16, 17, like, you age so much in just a year that it's, like, it's really hard, you know? I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate. Friggin', you had someone you were dating, and you guys are really close, but then, like, kind of, like, into adulthood shit, you kind of got just, like, straight away, and whatever that might be, because of life, or because of schedules, or because of you're changing, whatever. Sometimes, friggin', at that point, same thing. There's nothing you can do for yourself. Sorry, I got my fucking arm in the way. There's nothing you can do for yourself that's better than just letting go. And like I said, it's out of love. It doesn't even have to be out of bad blood. Friggin', I mean, shit. I'm speaking from personal experience, you know? Because, I mean, this is the shit that I'm going through right now. But, you know, still working through it. Still working through it, guys. I'm just letting you guys know. If you do have something good, cherish that shit. Cherish that shit. Don't take it for granted. Don't treat it like it's gonna last forever. You need to treat that shit like you need to treat your relationships like it's gonna end tomorrow if you don't put in your all, you know? And that's probably the best advice I can give, because I'm from personal experience, like, you know, you're in a relationship for that long, you're so locked in, you take that shit for granted, and it kind of loses its charm, and fucking, especially if you're going through shit, it's tough. But like I said, sometimes you can put in your all and it doesn't matter because people change. You know? You just got to accept that. Sometimes you just have to accept letting go because you love that person and because you love yourself. And you need to find peace in yourself, you know? Instead of beating yourself up every day and like what ifs and what you could have fixed and fucking yada yada, you just gotta take that as a life lesson, take it at face value, and just be a better person and friggin' let that form you into who you want to be and what your standards are. Friggin'. Yeah, man. Letting go of someone sucks. Like I said, could be your best friend, could be a family member too. Could be a family member. Sometimes you have to let a family member go because they're just same shit, not doing nothing for themselves, man. You guys get the point. Love yourself. Be yourself. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for nobody but yourself. If you have nobody, just say, I'm going to do it for myself. Because you don't need nobody but yourself. You just need yourself to love. And if that's the mindset you can have, you will find peace no matter what. Don't seek validation from others. That doesn't do any good for you other than fucking putting you in a bad spot when you don't have anybody. I love you guys. I love everybody. I love this life, man. I love Earth. I love being here. I really do. I hope everyone watching this, I hope you guys all have the same mindset. I hope you guys love yourself. Even if you think nobody loves you the way you love, it is what it is, man. I appreciate you guys listening. Anybody who does, anybody who can relate. I just hope this helps somebody. Don't worry. Music coming soon. We got more music videos coming soon. I got shit planned. Don't worry. I appreciate you guys. It's been real. E-SoB.